The characters in Peppa Pig have many secrets that still need to be revealed, but are you really ready to uncover all the mysteries behind Peppa's friends? The narrator. Without a doubt, the biggest mystery in Peppa Pig is the show's narrator. He's a voice that seems to come from beyond, and that's not all. He watches everything the characters do. But if you think this character is just a voice that doesn't take part in the story, think again. In the episode George's New Clothes, when the pig family falls into the mud, we can see the dirt splattering on a camera lens. That's proof that someone is actually filming the characters, and that person can only be the narrator, who's always watching everything everyone does. In other words, that voice we all hear belongs to someone who exists inside the show. Could it be someone Peppa actually knows? Let's hope that one day the series reveals the full mystery behind him. But until then, get comfy and come with us, because another Cinewave is about to start. Mr. Sheep. Another very mysterious character is Susie's father, Mr. Sheep. And you might be wondering, who is Susie's dad? Exactly, that's the big secret. Susie Sheep is a character who lives only with her mom, which isn't really a problem. She could be divorced or even a widow, but that doesn't seem to be the case here. In Peppa's world, we've traveled to several places: London, New York, Australia, Italy, France, and many others. And do you know what we've never seen in any of those countries? A ram. There are no male sheep in the Peppa Pig universe. It wouldn't be strange if they just didn't show up in Peppa's hometown, but not seeing a single one anywhere in the entire world? That's a big mystery. Did something happen to them? Possibly yes. Susie has already made it clear that she wants to be a nurse. It seems like the little sheep really cares about helping sick people. So, could it be that all the rams in Peppa's world are sick? The cowgirl. Another big mystery in Peppa's universe is the daughter of Mrs. Cow. This character is known online as Carol Cow, but the truth is, nobody really knows anything about her, not even her real name. Carol shows up in several episodes of the show, even in Times Square when Peppa is riding in a taxi with her family in New York. But this character is missing on her own mother's wedding day to Mr. Bull, and that's a huge mystery because it makes no sense. On top of that, we know that Carol doesn't study at the same school as Peppa. But wait a second. Is that a problem? Actually, yes. Carol Cow is most likely Mr. Bull's daughter, and he appears many times at Madame Gazelle's school. But that's odd because he doesn't have any kids studying there. It would only make sense if Carol Cow went to the same school as Peppa, and that's why this character is so mysterious. Why wasn't she at her mother's own wedding? Why does she live in Peppa's town but not attend Peppa's school? So many questions. Madame Gazelle. Madame Gazelle is also a huge mystery in Peppa's world. Everyone thinks she's a vampire, and there are actually some clues that prove it might be true. In the episode The Teacher's Star Award, Mummy Pig remembers when she was a little girl, and in that flashback, we can see the teacher's eyelashes are already white. That's proof that Gazelle was already old back then. In the episode Madame Gazelle's House, we see another flashback. She's planting a pine tree, and once again, it's clear that she was already old at that time. The tree she planted grew taller than her house, and everyone knows pine trees take decades to grow. Madame Gazelle herself says she was born in a European country that reminds her of bats, the same creatures that inspired the vampire legends. That country is Romania, where Transylvania is located. And in the Halloween episode, we get another big clue, this time undeniable proof that Gazelle really is a vampire. We see her standing in front of a mirror, but there's no reflection. That's one of the classic signs of a vampire. Plus, Susie Sheep is dressed up as a vampire in the same scene. Could Madame Gazelle actually be a real monster hiding in plain sight? Would you be scared to study at Peppa's school? Comment hashtag Peppa so we can find each other. Mr. Wolf. Mr. Wolf is another character full of secrets. But before we talk about him, we need to go back to another scene. In the episode The Tooth Fairy, the show proves that magical creatures and fairy tales are real. That's important to explain Mr. Wolf, because in reality, he's the same wolf from the Three Little Pigs fairy tale. And that's dangerous, because this character is basically a criminal. In the episode The New House, we see him asking what the pig family's house is made of. and then he blows at the building, just like in the fairy tale. This character has made it pretty clear that he wants to eat Daddy Pig, and maybe even the whole pig family. Could it be that he escaped from the fairy tales and showed up in Peppa's world to cause trouble? The Pirate. Another character who escaped from the world of fairy tales is Pirate Redbeard. He appears in several episodes of Peppa Pig, but this character actually came from another show. Redbeard is a character who first appeared in the world of Ben and Holly's Little Kingdom, a show created by the same people behind Peppa Pig. And in that series, fairies and elves are totally real. That's why Redbeard is such a huge mystery, because he was born in another show. We don't really know what he's doing in Peppa's universe, but it's definitely not treasure hunting. You might doubt that since pirates are always after treasure, but that's not what Redbeard is doing. In the episode The Police Boat, we see that he already has his own chest of gold. So the question is, what exactly is Pirate Redbeard doing in Peppa's world? Could there be something even more valuable than gold? Something only he knows about? The Queen. Have you noticed that the Queen is a huge mystery? In the episode where Peppa goes to visit the leader of the country, we don't see any relatives or assistants around her. It's almost like the Queen lives all alone in a giant palace. And that doesn't make any sense, right? To be honest, there's only one guard protecting the castle gate, but we'll talk about him in a bit. Speaking of the Queen, we know she was created as a tribute to Queen Elizabeth II, but she hasn't appeared in the show for quite a while, and there's a theory that might explain why. It seems that the Queen in Peppa's world is no longer alive, since, sadly, the real Queen has also passed away. But since we've never seen any relatives of the Queen in the show, it's possible that the crown in Peppa's world has no ruler at the moment. Who will take over the throne? Could it be Peppa herself? That's a big mystery. The mayor. Speaking of leaders, do you know who the mayor of Peppa's town is? Exactly. No one knows the answer to that question. Well, maybe our channel does. You've never seen who the mayor of Peppa Town is, but every city in the world needs to have one. And Peppa's universe is no different. But who could it be? Could it be the narrator, who's always watching everyone? That's quite possible, but there's another theory. Maybe the mayor is Mr. Bull, since he's always fixing things around the city, from the roads to the school roof. There's also one more character who could secretly be the mayor. We're talking about Miss Rabbit, the only character who seems to work everywhere at the same time. Could she be running the whole city? We bet everyone would vote for her. After all, if they didn't, they'd lose all the services she provides. But there's something important about that. Don't forget, subscribing is the easiest way to make sure you never miss any of our videos. The grandparents. There are other mysterious characters, and in this case, we're talking about Daddy Pig's parents, Peppa's other grandparents. They've never appeared in the show, and that's strange because as far as we know, they live in Peppa's hometown. As we've already seen, Daddy Pig studied at Madame Gazelle's school, meaning he was born and raised in the same town. But where are his parents? That's really weird. Are they still alive? And even if they aren't, why isn't there a single picture or memory of them? With over 400 episodes in the series, we've still never seen Peppa's other grandparents. That's definitely a mystery. Aunt Dottie. Aunt Dottie is another character surrounded by mystery. Let's start with the fact that she was first mentioned in the episode Sparkle Pony in Season 4, but she only appeared in the Thanksgiving episode in Season 8. For many years, this character was thought to be one of Daddy Pig's relatives, and that theory made sense since we barely know anything about his side of the family, but it turns out she's actually Mummy Pig's sister, and that's mysterious because neither Peppa's grandparents nor her mom ever mentioned that Dottie was from their side of the family. Why did no one reveal that in more than 20 years? That's strange. Miss Rabbit. Miss Rabbit is a character full of mysteries. She owns several businesses and somehow works at all of them at the same time. But that's not all. She also has multiple clones. We saw that in the New York episode where she revealed that there's a Miss Rabbit in every city, meaning there are thousands of them. But where did all these Miss Rabbits come from? Are they sisters or clones of an original one? We know that Grandpa Rabbit is a brilliant scientist. Could he have cloned his own daughter to run every business in the world? Hopefully, this mystery will be revealed in the next season. Mr. Labrador. Do you remember the episode set in the Queen's Palace? There's a tiny detail that almost no one noticed. It shows that Mr. Labrador might actually be a spy. In the scene where Peppa and her friends enter the Queen's house, he appears disguised as one of the palace guards, but he's been following Peppa everywhere. He shows up in New York disguised as a tourist, and also in Paris, pretending to enjoy his vacation in the city center. This character is truly a mystery because he's been secretly following Peppa's family all over the world. But why? That's one of the secrets the show has never explained. Are you curious to find out the truth? We can't wait to keep having fun with you. Enjoying it? Then click one of the 2 videos we left on the screen and keep going with us. See you next time.